Hey, do you remember?
Happy birthday, Eva! 8 already? You're having a ball with your friends.
Hasta Jocelyn, hasta control, ¿verdad?
I see you back playing football
Llegamos.
Thursday, David. Hope your dad picks you up on time for once.
Every time you share their life online, you risk sharing their personal data with the world. Pause before you post. A message from the Data Protection Commission.
Before a child can even speak, before they understand the word, their life may already be exposed online. A baby takes their first steps, and within minutes, that moment can reach hundreds or even thousands of people. But have we ever stopped to ask if sharing their lives online is truly right? Good morning, everyone. My name is Jocelyn Sevilla Garcia, and I am working with my classmate Adriana Ruiz-Traña. Today, we will explore a growing phenomenon known as sharenting and its impacts on children in the digital age. First of all, what is sharenting? Sharenting is a combination of the words share and parenting. It refers to the practice of parents sharing personal information about their children online. Nowadays, sharing moments online has become part of our daily lives. Parents often post photos and videos of their children to celebrate special moments, keep memories, and connect with others. While this may seem harmless, this growing trend raises serious concerns about privacy, safety, and children's rights. In fact, this is a global issue. In countries like France, parents can face legal consequences for sharing their children's photos without consent. And in Austria, a young woman took legal action against her parents for posting hundreds of images of her online. Some people believe that sharing is harmless and a natural way for parents to express love and share their lives. However, we strongly disagree. We believe that sharing can be dangerous because it exposes children to risk, affects their privacy, and can have serious long-term consequences. While sharing can help families stay connected, while we share online doesn't always stay within our control.
And that is where the problem begins. Once something is posted online, it can be copied, saved, and shared far beyond the original intentions. This means that children can lose their privacy from a very early age. In some cases, some photos can be seen or used by strangers, including people with harmful intentions. Something that was meant to be a simple memory can suddenly become something much more serious. Even personal details like what they do or where they go can unintentionally expose them to risk. Or even when parents are sharing content in social media with good intentions, they can still expose them to risk. One of the most concerning issues about this is that is that many images that are shared online can end up in dangerous spaces. According to 2023 study, 72% of the material found in pedophilia networks comes from normal, non-sexualized photos shared by families. The internet has greatly facilitated the work of child sexual predators, who no longer need to hide behind a tree to photograph children. They can now find all the material that they need by themselves on social media profiles of the parents. Another important issue is grooming, a process which adults pretend to be someone else to gain child trust. They slowly collect information and may later manipulate or threaten the child. The adult contacts the victim through social media or online games, and may later slowly collect this information to blackmail them and in course of find obtain sexually explicit image or acts. In some cases, this had led into real life incidents. For example, in 2023, a Spanish national police arrested a man who manipulated a 14-year-old girl into leaving her home. Also, photos and videos can include location data, making it easier the work of the sexual predators. And in so many cases, parents didn't know or even don't know that some photos can include location data. Also, artificial intelligence is making it easier this work because image can be used to manipulate to create fake content that looks real. For all these reasons, parenting should not be seen as something harmful. Parenting puts children on real danger, even when we don't know it, or even when we have good intentions. Another important problem is privacy. Parenting affects children's right to control their own personal information. According to Stacy Stemberg at the University of Florida, she explains that when parents share photos of their children online, they are creating a permanent identity of their child that may follow them as they grow older. So this reminds us that what is shared today can remain online for many years and continue to affect them as they grow older. In some cases, this information can even be seen by strangers or people that families don't know, which increases the risk of unwanted exposures or misuse. Children do not have control of their privacy. They cannot decide what they want to be shared online about them. As they become more aware, they can feel like their privacy was not respected and can affect the way that they show from others and how they see themselves in the future. In the law of Spain, children have right to control their privacy and also their honor and their personal information. For example, in Article 4.1 of the law or of the Organic Law on the Legal Protection of Minors, minors must be protected in their privacy of them and their family, as well as in the way that as well as in the use of their image. But we know that these rights are often ignored on social media. Many children are exposed online also to monetize content for the entertainment of adults. This content always has been used of their image that generates view, income, and comments. And this may affect them as how they show of the world. But also, this benefit also goes to their parents or brands. So this shows that parenting is not only about sharing moments online. It's also about to abuse the child's privacy, their honor, and also about not respecting children's rights.
Finally, parenting can have serious long-term consequences that affect children as they grow up. Over time, constant exposure can have a psychological impact. Experts warn that children may develop anxiety, depression, and feelings of betrayal as they grow older and realize that their private lives were shared without their permission. This emotional effect can also impact how children see themselves. Growing up with their lives constantly shared online can create pressure to appear a certain way or to meet expectations that were never their choice. Another important consequence is cyberbullying. Content shared by parents can later become a source of teasing and online bullying, especially when it is embarrassing or personal. In many cases, what parents find funny or harmless at a young age can later become embarrassing for the child. Some of these posts can later become target of jokes or negative comments online. Once something is shared online, it can spread quickly and reach people far beyond the parents' control, making the situation even more difficult to manage. A real example of this is a young woman in Austria who at the age of 18 took legal action against her parents after they posted more than 500 images of her online. Some of them showed her sitting on the toilet or in the bathroom, partially undressed. Many of these images were private and embarrassing. As she grew older, she felt exposed and deeply affected by it. In addition, the information shared online can have in the future, can affect children in the future. A study by Barclays Bank estimates that by 2030, two-thirds of identity thief cases could be linked to sharing. Similarly, research by Microsoft suggests that excessive sharing information about children online can become one of the main causes of identity theft. All of these show that even what may seem harmless today can have serious consequences in a child's future. Now that we understand the risks, it is important to talk about how parents can protect children's privacy in the digital world. First, parents should be more mindful about what they share online and avoid posting too much personal information. They should be especially careful not to share photos or stories that will embarrass them in the future. They should also can involve children in this decision. This allows them to develop a sense of control over their own image and understand the importance of privacy. In addition, parents can communicate with relatives and friends about this risk because they might share without realizing the consequences. In my personal experience, a relative once shared photos and videos of my baby on TikTok, adding funny audios because he was doing something cute. However, I was not aware of this. I do not even use that platform. This situation made me feel uncomfortable because something personal was shared without my permission. This showed that even within families, it is important to set boundaries and have conversation about what should and should not be shared online. Finally, if too much information has already been shared online, parents can take action by reviewing their social media and removing anything that would affect children in the future. In this way, parents can take a small but important step to better protect their children in the future.
So now, in conclusion, parenting is not only about sharing moments online of our children. It is also taking aware their privacy and shaping a future that they didn't choose. something that seems simple as taking a photo or harmless even can can lead into serious consequences, from taking away their privacy, exposing to them on danger, to long-term consequences that can follow them as they grow older. So this is why warranting should not be like something normal. And we have to start thinking about what we are normalizing on social media. We have the commitment to respect our children's rights, because at the end of the day, children not only be loved, they also need to be respected and protected. Thank you.
Because of lack of some time, we're just gonna have 3 questions, and I see some hands up. Okay, 1,
Why did you choose this topic? Here it is.
1,
Pardon,
2,
sí.
and
Respondemos la primera. Why did you choose this
only
topic?
2. Okay, only 2.
Okay, according to your presentation, you were talking about the exposure of the private images for child.
Yes.
Yeah, by child.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, what would you recommend? Because we are clear about we are in the middle of a revolution of technologies. We will not avoid to share images, information. What kind of rules or ways to avoid to spread a lot of information or private information
Empezamos respondiendo.
about child's routines and the things that can be exposed for data?
Yes.
¿Qué podemos hacer?
Sí, solutions. Parte de solutions. Va. Y después refuerzo.
Okay, thank you for your question. Well, as I explained in the presentation, parents can take a small but important step to protect their children. For example, I mentioned parents should avoid share too much personal information or images that can be easily misused by others. For example, images where are not properly dressed or they are in the bathroom or something like that. And they also can involve children as children grow older. They can involve them in this decision, and that helps them to develop a sense of control over their own image and understand why is it important their privacy.
Also, just to add something about the opinion of my classmate is that, as I mentioned in my conclusion, we have to be more aware of how this practice can affect our children. Thank you.
Last.
And why did you choose this topic?
Well, we all know that we are living in the digital era, in the digital world. So today is so common that parents post all their life or their children's life in social media. But it is important to know that some of the image or personal information about their children is in risk. Like my classmate mentioned it, the image you can find in pedophilia networks, grooming, online predators, or something like that. So we think it is important. It is important to talk about how children need to be protected, not exposed.
Teacher, may I question a question for the audience? May I? All right. How many of all of these here have a naked photo when you were a baby or a child or on diapers? Please raise their hand. It was something common, right? And
Or
just
dress.
start to thinking about that what happened when we didn't was in the digital era. But now that type of photos are being shared online. So now if you can feel embarrassed to see yourself as a baby naked, think about if many people around the world see that photo. For that reason, sharing should not be normalized. Thank you.
Just a question.
Thank you, girls. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. So I believe that it's time for the last presentation.
Ya no pasa nada.